What's going on? Anybody out there? Hello, hello, hello. I see 4 people. Only 4. Because I didn't start right at 11. It wouldn't let me for some reason. I think I did stuff in the wrong order. Morning. Morning for me. Some of you, it's afternoon. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lag, so if you guys were texting, if you're chatting, I wouldn't see it. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just got a call from the dentist saying that I scheduled an appointment, kind of a annual appointment for 11 o'clock on Wednesday. I'm like, did I do that? So Wednesday I won't be here. I mean, maybe I'll come in afterwards. I'll log in afterwards, see if anybody wants to talk about stuff, but just got really busy this morning, and this week's filling up already. I will, let's see, I may have to do, I may have to write things by hand. I was hoping to create some diagrams, but actually it's almost better to write them out by hand because then I can scan them and put them up, and they're already a PDF, and it just makes it easier, so. What do I want? I want desktop. Where are you? There you are. And okay, now this is the one I think. Yeah. So we're gonna work on some open scales today. I forgot we talked about that before. I think Catherine asked for that, so hopefully she's there today. But we'll talk about open scales that you can play when you're playing in, Bluegrass Jam. I can put that there too. I've got a couple of those in G. Let me pull those up, and then you can practice these scales over that. Let's see, Bluegrass. Where are you? Let's see, videos. Why did it take so long to start my printer? Okay. All right. So, oh, no, I don't want that. I want Bluegrass. All right. This one and this one. Okay. So we have a couple. I like the way it opened here. Here's a Bluegrass Jam. And then here is another one. 2 different speeds. Same jam, basically. Let's see, copy link. Grass is always greener. Let's see. All right. So I've got this. And I'm going to write out some scale, any scale that we do, any scale that I show you, I'll write it out. We're going to start right with I think we'll go ahead and start with let's see, we can start with the G Major Pentatonic, which we also did as the blues one. The open E string is optional. It's in the key of G minor or G Major Pentatonic. But one of the things I like to do is just kind of play the chord and then kind of mess around with it. So you can the chord will center you in the key, and then you can start doing some licks. Yeah, it's funny because I think Kentucky's the bluegrass state, and so they're the home of the bluegrass, and it's the grass that they do talk about. It does have a little bit of a blue-green look to it. Bluegrass does, but I don't know why they call it that. I mean, it's not. It's still green. So, and then I'll put zeros on the open strings. I'll put X's over the roots, so you can always know where the G's are. The G, in this case, the G's will be the roots. Well, if we're going to do G. So G, major, pent. Okay? That's that. And that should be very familiar. If I were to write, I mean, it's hard to write it out for, you know, you go through. That just looks like binary. But we'll play it together here. I would use your third finger on the G note there, okay? And then hit the open A string, second finger on the second fret, open D string, second finger on the second fret, open G string, second finger, open B string, third finger on the third fret, open E string, third finger on the third fret. And then backwards 3 0, 3 0, 2 0, 2 0, 2 0, and then 3. Now you can practice like groups of 3. And then descending. All the while trying to keep your alternating picking going, because that's very, very common in bluegrass. If you're playing eighth notes, the downbeats would be downstrokes and the upbeats would be upstrokes. If you're playing 16th notes, then the downstrokes and the upstrokes, the ones and ands, 2 and 3 and, those would all be downs, but then the e's and uhs would be upstrokes. And then try to create little melodies with it. And so the notes we have in that scale are, it's G, A, B, D, and E. Oops, why did I write B? G, A, B, D, and E. So we have the root, the second, the third, the fifth, and the sixth. There's no fourth. The fourth would be a C note. You could totally hit it. It's going to be in the, when we get to G major scale, we'll have the fourth and the seventh, the two notes that we're missing. Diatonic scale 7 notes, pentatonic scale is only 5 notes. So we've eliminated the fourth, which is C, and we've eliminated the F sharp, which is the 7th, or F natural for doing G Mixolydian, which we'll also learn. That one sounds really good over G as well, and that one works great over C. And actually, I like G Mixolydian over D as well. It just has a very blues sound to it because we're playing in the D chord. We have that F sharp, but we're actually with the G Mixolydian. We're playing G. We're playing an F natural, so it may rub a little bit like that, but it's kind of cool because it implies blues, which is very, very common in bluegrass. Bluegrass licks are great in blue. Work great in bluegrass. Let's see. Do I have?
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I'm coming.
Joe Biden's asking me for money. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm playing over the the 100 beats per minute jam track. And here's what Mixolydian sounds. So I was kind of doing a little bit of mixing it up a little bit. I did mostly G Mixolydian there. But if we're just sitting on one chord, if we're just sitting on the G chord, a G pentatonic works great. Keep in mind the notes in the G chord are GBD. So you have all three of those notes in the pentatonic. The only extra notes you have are the second and the sixth, the A and the E. Okay, so let's practice that again. Third finger on the bottom string, third fret, then hit the A open, and then the second finger on the second fret of the A string, and that's your B, then the open D, and then E on the D string, which is the second fret, and there's our 6, okay? That's the sound of a 6. Whenever you hear that, that's 5, 6, 5, 6. It's a suspension, right? A 6 wants to go down to the 5, okay? And then back to the root, there's another root, so G. So on this diagram, like I said, I put X's in the 3 Gs. So those are your kind of like home bases. If you ever get stuck, you can always just hit that note and you'll be like, okay, center yourself and then go from there. And then second finger on the third string is A, so G, A, open B string, D, open E, and G again. Oh, no problem, AJ, it was fun. Alex and I will try to do that more. It's just fun to do and gives me content. Didn't get any. I think it's still monetized. I was curious because we were hinting at songs, you know, Beatles songs and stuff. I know you. Thanks, Pepper. I know you can go back and watch it. So that's that scale. And I'm also going to show you C pentatonic and D pentatonic too. Because you could actually, over this, play pentatonic over each one. I messed up though. I didn't play the D perfectly over the. I gotta shut it up. There we go. And that would be a great exercise. So let me show you the 3 pentatonics, for those 3 different chords. And the chord progression is just G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, G. You know, it does G shorter that second time. Yeah, it's just called, it's the Bluegrass Jam. I just posted it. I think this is it. I'm not sure which one this is, but I posted 2 of them. Here's that one. And it's great for just practicing, okay? So the C pentatonic, and I will go below C on the fretboard because you should know all the notes. Generally, when you're soloing, you're not going to be spending too much time on the bottom string. It gets a little muddy down there, hard to hear. You want to be more on top. You want to think of yourself as like a melody, so you want to play a little higher. But it's always good to know every note on your fretboard that's potentially good for the scale. So and again, I'm putting X's through, and this is the C major. Oh, pent. Okay, so you can see that here. Okay, a little bit different shape, but it's a pentatonic shape. We talked about pentatonic shapes earlier, I think. Did we do the pentatonic? Well, we did when we talked about the cage method. I should do lessons on the pentatonic. My hair's kind of sticking out funny. Okay, and then the D. I'll write the D one out, okay? Hey, Vito. The D one is going to be open, let's see, here, 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 here. And you should be able to see you should be able to see the D shape. You should be able to see, actually, you can kind of pick out, oops, I got to mark the Ds. Here's a D, and here's a D. And so let's see here. You know, I'm really tempted. Let's see. I'm going to try something right now. Let's see. I'm going to do something right now. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, hold on. This is going to be really janky, you guys. Okay. Okay, so I just created, oh, it's so crooked. Oh, dang it. I want to, no, I don't want that. What do I want? Let me do it again. This is not a good picture. Try this again. Okay, let me see if I can get it straighter. I got to do it with this hand so I can. This is gonna look so janky, you guys. All right, so let's see. It's still crooked. What did I do? That's so lame. Why am I getting it so crooked? All right, that one looks better. All right, now where do I got, oh, here we go, crop. All right, I'm gonna, oh, I gotta do it this way, really? You guys, this is insane. Oh. All right, fine. This live stream is called Tom Doing Office Work. It's just lame. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Okay, so what I'm doing is, okay. Oh, really? Gosh, what is the deal? I hate that. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna add that image. Add an image, yep. Okay, let me go find it. Pence. Browse. Should be right here. Oh, come on, browse. Why is everything so slow today? Desktop. There it is. Oh my gosh, look at that. I should have whitened it out, like made it a little whiter, but there they are. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's funny though. It worked, right? That's what I wanted. And now watch me discover I wrote a note wrong. Yeah, it looks okay. Sip. Mejor pentatonic, exactly. Tres mejor pentatonics. Pentatonicos. All right. So that first one was. Okay, we did that one. And I kind of like stopping on the G. I don't want to go all the way down to E. And it sounds like E minor. Okay, the next one, we're just going to start on C for now. We'll do the other notes, but third finger on the fifth fret. Third finger on the third fret of the fifth string. And there's your C note. And the notes in the C pentatonic. Okay, the notes in the C. I lost some people with my office work. What? You don't want to watch me do office work? C, D, E, G, A. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Same thing. Same exact notes as the G pentatonic, major pentatonic, but just starting on C. So third fret, then open, D string, second fret is E, open G string, second fret is A, first fret, so we don't use the open B string here. First fret is C, D, third fret, open E, G, third fret. So 3, 0, 3, 1, 2, 0, 2, 0, 3. Again, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1, 3, 0, 3, 3, 0, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 0, 2, 0. So on the C chord. So I'm just going open, fourth string, 2, open, 2, 1. Yeah, I can brighten the image. Let me see if I can do that. Although, I think I've uploaded that one, so I have to re-upload it. Desktop. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Yeah, that works. Contrast, maybe do some contrast. Not too much. No. It looks a little bit, okay. I think I made it better, so let me see. Oh, it translated to that one. That's funny because it's getting it from that. Okay, that's funny. Because it's linking to my desktop. All right, so then the third one there is the D pentatonic, and the D, the way up here, this note is our root. I should have added this note. The hard thing is to not use that G string. Now the G string's totally fine. A couple reasons the G string's totally fine. The G is in the key of D major. Also, we're probably in this scenario, we're in the key of G, so hitting a G note's never going to be a really bad thing. But for discipline purposes, it might be good for you to try to, even for me. It's kind of like when we did the scales in the dadgad, where we had to actually skip a string. We don't have to skip a string. And then this B note, it's the open B string, you could also play there. That's going to be more likely. I should have written that in there. Because you're already going up here to the fourth fret with your third finger, so you might as well play the fourth fret on the D string. So okay, so play this scale with me. Open D string, and then first fret on the second fret. First finger on the second fret. Okay, and that would be hard to put the first fret on the second fret. And then third finger on the fourth fret. So there's our D, E, F sharp. The notes in the I'm wearing the same shirt. Yeah, I am wearing the same shirt as I wore yesterday. Dang it. That's a sip right there. That's a punitive sip. Like I said, I just got so sidetracked this morning with so many things. And Wednesday, I won't be here. I will come after my dentist appointment. For some reason, I scheduled a dentist appointment for 11 o'clock on Wednesday. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, put your first fret on the second fret. Let's see. So the notes in the D, E, I'll just take my shirt off. How about that? You don't want to see that. And then that would be the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Let's see. Oh, Vito, did somebody ask a question? Could you maybe have a little insight onto how we could play these small riffs between phrases of a song or at the end of a sentence, a lyric? Yes, exactly, Hook. I was doing crime scene investigations. As far as how to play, basically, I mean, it's just, Vito, it's a kind of a combination of, laundry day. No, I just slept in the shirt and I got up and I went and got coffee and then I came in here. It's like I haven't hardly left the house at all, so it just gets, it's so frustrating. Actually, I got to go to Hollywood today, of all places, on Hollywood Boulevard. In fact, it may be a studio I've been to before, I'm not sure, but so hopefully I won't be pulled from my car. We'll see. I don't think they're protesting today, but it's literally, I'm going to be at Hollywood and Vine. Vito, so basically the idea is just to have a bunch of licks or ideas and then just try to get to the point where you can kind of go from rhythm to lead. I don't know if there's any how to. It's kind of one of those things you just almost, if you need to do it, you need to do it. And so if you're the only guitar player and you're trying to fill it out, even that's considered, I would consider a lick. So all I'm doing is I'm hitting the A string, hammering on the B on the second fret, and then hitting the D string. Then move it down one string. Then you just got to get your timing right. That's where it's good to play with a jam track and do that. Hey, Reed's in here. Reed in the house. So the D major pentatonic, just starting on the D string again. Open D string, second fret with your first finger, third fret with your, fourth fret with your third finger, and then don't play open G, play the A here with your first finger. Then you can play the open B, and then third fret, which is D, with your second finger, open E and F sharp. And if you're already there, you might as well hit this G up, or the A up here. Now, so backwards, 5, 2, 0, 3, 0, 2, and then down a string, 4, 2, 0. Now I might be tempted to not play the open B string and just go. In fact, I might even be tempted to go ahead and play the open E string on the 5th fret of the second string instead of playing open E. Same thing with the B string, so in other words, you end up going to a more of a pure pentatonic shape that's movable. So, again, that scale was open D, second fret, E, fourth fret with your third finger, F sharp. Then don't play the open G, but play the second fret with your first finger, which is A. And then we could go third finger on the fourth fret, which is B. And then second finger on the 3rd fret, and then pinky, and then first finger on the 2nd fret. I kind of like the way that feels, and then it almost feels like you're really. So those are the 3 pentatonic scales. Let me see if I'm going to write out that other D because I've got enough frets on here because of the because this is a kind of extended grids. These are nice grids. I think there's 6 frets. 6 strings and 6 frets. And again, I'll scan this and put it up on the Discord. So there's that version of it. You see that? And I'll put that up later. Well, harmonics, Avito, the harmonics at the 12th fret are the same as the 5th fret as far as note names go. Same notes, up an octave. And so this is E at Denny's Get Bad Eggs. But then this is the 7th fret. Those are the same notes as if you were to bar there. I mean, with electric guitar, you really, if you're going to try to go up higher up the fretboard, you would probably want to go to the bridge pickup. It gets those harmonics much better. If you have it on the neck pickup, you're probably only going to be able to get like these, and then these are just going to be tough to get. But like I said, every time you cut the string in a new fraction, you're going to get another harmonic. So the 12th fret is the halfway point between the bridge and the nut. The 7th fret is the third way, a third of the way, okay, from the nut to the bridge. The 5th fret is approximately is a fourth of the way from the nut to the bridge, and then basically around the 4th fret is about a fifth of the way. So you actually that's a G sharp. So you got E, B, E, G sharp, another B, D right there, but then it starts getting a little bit like you've got to find them. They're not. They're kind of not in the places you think they're going to be. So you can experiment and you can find harmonics all up and down the fretboard. It's just a matter of dividing it. You know, here's a fifth of the way, a sixth of the way. I'm sorry, half, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th of the way, 8th of the way, 9th of the way, 10th, so blah, blah, blah. And you keep getting higher, the pitches keep getting higher. It's kind of how a bugle works. You just have to overblow it, so. Well, if you want your root note in harmonics, I don't know of any Fs in harmonics, natural harmonics, but then there's unnatural harmonics, which would be like if you were to play an F note, and then you just put your finger on the 12th fret and you play, the 13th fret, and you pluck behind it. So, I can get, instead of... You just have to do the shape up 12 frets and you'll get the harmonics, whatever notes you want. So, if you want harmonics. So the so the G chord, pentatonic. The C chord. the D chord, C chord, G. Yes. Do I like guitar stands that don't have a top part? I don't know what that means. I like the Ultimate Sport stands, mainly because the headstock's resting. It's not. I feel like they're very stable. That's my main reason for choosing those stands. They got a pretty wide footprint, and so that makes them hard to tip over. I don't like ones that have the little holders at the bottom of the guitar because I like it to rest on the top, on the headstock. I like the headstock to to rest in there because I feel like it's more secure. If the neck is just resting in a part of the guitar stand, then I feel like if it gets knocked, and I've had it happen, where it gets knocked from behind, it's just going to fall out of the stand. So I like it to kind of, yes, pants confirmed. Were you ever worried? Sorry, hold on a second. Still can't see the strings, partially because they're really dirty. Okay, now I want to show you the G major scale. We'll do the G major and the G. Dang, we could do. You know what? Let's just stay on these because it gives us something for me to teach later. So what I may do on Wednesday after my dentist appointment, I'll jump in for maybe an hour after my dentist appointment, just a teeth cleaning. Somebody asked yesterday in the jam with Alex how my teeth are. How was my dentist appointment? And I went in and it stopped hurting by the time I got the appointment. So like they couldn't see me that day. The next day they could. So by the time I got to the next day, it wasn't hurting anymore. But it was hurting more in my jaw, and I was worried that I had like something that would require a root canal. And I'm sure some of you have had that done. And I was like, let me go check this out. And I went in. By the time I got there, it wasn't hurting anymore. And he poked at it from all different directions. He made me bite on these things. He put cold on it. He put hot on it. None of it. It wasn't sensitive anymore. So whatever happened went away, which I'm glad. My birthday is July 10th. Yeah, in fact, it'll be that was the birthday I got my first guitar, my 9th birthday. So that'd be 50 years ago. So it'd be the 50 year anniversary of me getting my first guitar and starting to play guitar. Because I'd never really even picked up one before then, that I can remember. I did have a tambourine. I got a tambourine for my 7th birthday because I wanted to be Davy Jones. So I also wanted to be John and Paul, but Vito, sorry, yes, another question. Play the C pentatonic scale with the G shape. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So and it's not a bad idea to move all these. The thing about playing them in open position, it's a little weird because your picking hand is going, wait a minute, you're not putting a finger down, so should I really pick? That's why I like practicing open scales because it's almost more disciplined. You'll notice when I played the D. So that's just not natural to me. Yet when I didn't have any problem doing that one because I'm very used to doing those scales. So I like doing the open ones because it's not as natural, and it's got open strings in it, which sounds much more country, much more bluegrassy. And if you went to like for the C chord, the thing you don't want to do then it just looks like you only know one scale, and you're just moving the same lick around to different. I gotta stop it. Oh, there, stop. You're just moving the, you're just moving the same lick around. You're really not learning any new shapes. One of the things I really like about this, and the great thing about this, YouTube is awesome, is you can slow that down. So, like for example, if that's going by too fast at 100. Playback speed. Now this is 50. And the pitch doesn't change. But the beauty of that, because what I would love, and what I work on, and what I would love for you to work on, is that playing up and down these scales, these three scales, okay, and changing midstream whenever the chord changes. So if it's I'm sorry, C. So let's say it goes G to okay, so let's see. What did you flag? What were we flagging here? Need some fretwork tricks. Needs some fretwork tricks for us with. Oh, half a century plan. See, question from a video. So, yeah. So I got that question, Bruce, from a Vito about you taking this shape and moving it up. Yes, you can totally do that. But again, the temptation, I like that. I like being able to be fluid within that. It's the same thing when we were doing, like blues, like if I'm playing A7 and I'm playing A Mixolydian, then I want to go to D7 and play D Mixolydian. And then go back to A Mixolydian. And then up to E Mixolydian. And I want to be able to do it without leaving my, the fret position. I want to stay where I'm at. A couple of reasons. One, it prevents you from doing things like where you're just doing the same lick in just different positions, and it just sounds like, okay, I get it. You know a lick that you can move around. The other thing is when you are playing in one position, you don't have to look at your hands, which can come in handy if you're trying to sing, or tell the sound man to turn up the guitar, or check out a cute girl, or a cute guy. So I like to be able to play, you should be able to play all up and down a neck and know all your shapes and everything. But I love being able to change. be able to try to hear the chords go by, and you should almost like if I'm playing, you should be able to hear the chords as I play without playing the chords. So like. Oh, no worries, Reed. Thank you for watching. You can hear the D chord. Then I go to the G chord, C chord, then G, D. So the idea is to be able to seamlessly almost go from one, and that's why it was kind of cool to be able to play that jam track that I posted, and I'll post it again here. Hold on a second. So funny, I got a bunch of thumbs downs on it. Like, really? It's a jam track. It's got 96,000 views though. That's why I did the other one. But there's the jam track again, and then but I slowed it down 50%. So it's G, D, all right, C. So you get that anyway. Kind of almost a little bit creepy. Okay. So wait, Miguel, you're asking me a question. What, Miguel? You play any guitars for the game The Last of Us? I don't believe so. Do you know? Yeah, I don't recognize that. And I don't know if all the games that I'm working on have been released yet or not. But like if I go to my IMDb, here we go. Let's see. There are some. Let's see. The Pathless, which is not out yet. I think it's not coming out till the beginning of next year. But that's done by the same people that did Journey and Abzu, I think. Let's see. I did play on the movie Spencer Confidential and Bloodshot. Let's see. Oh, John Wick Hex video game I played on. The Bradwell Conspiracy is another game I played on. Let's see. Erica, which is a kind of a video game / movie that you interactive. I played on that. I did a lot of weird things. Of course, Apex Legends. Okay, everybody has to take a drink. Command and Conquer Rivals is another game I worked on. Weird. Yeah, they don't. I mean, the IMDb Pode, P-O-D-E. That was a lot of work on that one. That was crazy. They still don't put all Tooth and Tail, Absolver. I played on the last Transformers movie. Just looking through my Deformers. That was another one where I played a lot of stuff on it. Deformers. I don't have any of these games. I don't play a lot of games. But oh, you played the Bradwell? Yeah, that's Austin Wintry did the composing on that. Okay. Regarding arthritis. Biospheres, I am hoping, I don't know, are you still there? Need some fretwork tricks for us with guitar arthritis, like Keith Richards. I didn't realize he's struggling with that, but no shock. I mean, he's 192 years old. I still, when the COVID thing is over, Kelly Jekyll, who I write music with, her dad just retired, but he's a rheumatologist. So I want to interview him. I have like 10 or 15 questions that I want to ask him. So I'm hoping to fly up to Sacramento and maybe shoot a video up there, or if he's down here visiting his daughter, then we'll hang out and do record a video. The other thing is that so I basically want to find out, like, are there exercises? Is guitar playing helpful for arthritis? Does it make it worse? I know that every day I do exercises with my hands. I never force anything till they hurt, but I just kind of stretch things out. Mainly because right before we moved to the house, I tried to pick up a desk and I snapped a tendon in my finger, and I thought I'd broken my finger, and I hadn't. But for a while, I couldn't even close I couldn't close this finger at all, and it made it difficult to play. And so I just started forcing it, and it felt good, so I started doing it to every finger. And I'll kind of do this, and then push it back a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Just push it back a little bit. I don't like cracking my knuckles. I don't do that. I know a lot of you probably do. I don't think that's a problem. And the older I get, of course, the more tight hands get. Also, when you go walking, I go walking in the morning, my hands fill with blood. So one of the fastest ways to kind of get your hands ready to go is just lift them up in the air even for just a couple seconds. And all the blood flows out, and they just like, oh, wow, okay. And then hand rubs, too, like pushing blood into the fingers and like this is always good because it gets into the joints. And that's not a bad thing to do. Sometimes Beth will do that. Particularly, the left hand can get really sore right in here. When I'm doing flamenco stuff, this hand can get really sore over here. So just, anything you can do to just kind of keep your hands warm. I was going to ask him, should you put your hands in like a sitz bath before you play guitar? The problem with doing that, there's two problems with putting your hand in water before playing guitar. It softens your calluses, which means they could get cut. And the other thing, it softens your nails, which means they could break. So I generally, after I take a shower, or go swimming or something, I won't play guitar right away because I want everything to get really dry. So. And then as far as getting your fingers involved doing the spider exercise. Let's see, this is the hard one. See, I struggle with that. Don't feel bad. Okay, so. So that there's a bunch of things you can do, I think, but like I said, I really want to talk to an expert. Also want to know what kind of medications he's seen success with, whether they be over the counter or prescribed medications. I mean, I take ibuprofen every now and then when I've got. One thing I will do, if I know I'm going to be doing a session where I'm going to be sitting still for a long time, or back when I was doing weddings and I would be sitting, kind of having to sit there play classical guitar, I would take ibuprofen beforehand, 600 milligrams or so, in it kind of a preventative medication. So that would allow me to kind of feel like, I wasn't going to get sore. I'll get sore later, but not while I'm trying to play. So that's always a good thing. Yep. My daughter goes to Ozark Christian College. And I wore this shirt yesterday. I have 8 of these shirts, though, so I don't. But my daughter wasn't here for... that's a great show. My daughter wasn't here for... I touched my face, so take a sip. For Father's Day. So I wore this yesterday to represent her, because the boys were here. But in fact, if you watched the jam session yesterday with Alex, you saw Jack, but you saw a headless Jack. He came in and... Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Mikkel, you're saying the Last of Us Part 2, the main character sometimes has a guitar segment. You play chords and songs on a Taylor, but it's a zombie survival game, so it's weird. We should check it out later on. That's funny. I've never heard of that. I am going to be... Let's see, what game was that? Shoot. No, it's not Apex. Watch Dogs. There's a game coming out, Watch Dogs, that I worked on. And it is... I actually play a busker in it. So they had me write a song to use in the game. And then I think you can kill me. Oh, sorry, Pepper, I missed your question. Ask about acupuncture and braces too, please. Oh, ask about acupuncture. Okay, I'll try to remember that. And braces, like hand braces. WD Legions. Yeah, the Watch Dogs game is going to be freaking insanity. And then I'm also going to start working on another one, probably by the end of the year. That's going to be crazy. So I'm not allowed to talk about it though. It's funny, but it's going to be pretty cool. And the other cool thing about it is union, which I don't know what that means really, because my hourly rate is more than what the union offers. So I hope I don't get a pay cut for doing it. But and as far as I know, there's no real back end on games. The advantage of doing union on movies and TV shows and stuff like that is that when they re-air them, you get a little bit of money. But if it's a big movie or something, you can get a lot. That can add up. And I've done gigs that I maybe got $300 or $400 to do the original gig, and then I made thousands and thousands of dollars later in secondary market money. So it's kind of how the game is played at this point. They may change that. It probably should. So much of the work is leaving LA because the studios and all that, they don't want to pay that secondary market money anymore. So we'll see what happens. It's a big battle. Oh yeah, the arm hand thing for tendonitis. Yeah, I mean, I would trust and tendonitis is a different thing than arthritis, but not too different. So I would imagine pretty much anything that applies for tendonitis. Now, Pepper, do you use any over-the-counter remedies for tendonitis? So, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the comments. So one thing you can do with these three scales is you can start to play through them and change midstream. Don't always go to the root of the scale to start it over again, to start the next scale. Like, don't go to the C to start the C. Start wherever you are at that point. So like if I play G for say 4 beats and then I go to C, what's the C note? Well, this note, which is also in the G pentatonic, is in the C. There, and then you could go to G. So I'm playing G, A, B, D, and then I'm playing E, G, A, C, and I'm going to B, so basically what I'm doing is I'm just changing, I might change directions, but I'm going to the nearest note in the next scale. And that way I'm kind of, that comes about by knowing the scale so well that doesn't matter where you are in the scale. I mean, it's great to practice a scale, but you almost want to practice scale in the middle of it. so you can start anywhere in that scale. Oh, you have the elbow pad things. Yeah, I know that you don't play with one of the wrist ones that goes over your thumb, right? I mean, you could do it. It wouldn't be a problem. My understanding of tendonitis, that's the tendonitis. I'm trying to think of the one. Oh, carpal tunnel is the one that's right. The carpal tunnel is where the nerve going to your hand gets cut off in here and inflamed. And that's toughy because you keep aggravating it. It's repetitive injury, a repetitive motion injury kind of thing. And I've not had anything like that, fortunately. I've been very fortunate, even though guitar can be kind of repetitive, but I do so many different things. So let's play this G one again. We'll go through the 3 scales, or the 4 of them. We can play all 4. Third finger on the 3rd fret of the bottom string, then open A. 2nd fret, open. 4th string, 2nd fret, open G string. 2nd fret, open B string. 3rd fret, open 1st string, 3rd fret. Okay? And then if we were to go, let's go down the C one. 3rd fret, open, 3rd fret, 1st fret, okay, 2nd fret, open, 2nd fret, open, 3rd fret, okay, and there's the C. Like I said, it's really good to be able to go without even thinking, going from one to the other. And then the D one, we can go back down to G. Then open D string, 2nd fret, open G string, 2nd fret A, open B string, 3rd fret, which is a D, open the E. There's the G, and now look, I played the G with my 2nd finger, so I can go up to the A, which is part of the D pentatonic, and then down to the 2nd fret with my 1st finger, pinky on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, sorry. 2nd finger on the 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the 4th fret, 1st finger on the 2nd fret, 4, 2, 0. Have I made any theme songs? Have I played on any, or have I written any? For a minute, I had the theme for Let's Make a Deal, but then the people that wrote the theme before that got so mad they threatened to take all their music off the show if they didn't put theirs back. Because the royalty on a theme song is like 4 times normal music. So if another song pays $1 a second, the theme would pay $4 a second, that kind of thing, of airtime. But I've played on themes. I'm trying to think. I played on, oh gosh, one of the first sessions I did was the theme for Herman's Head. So there was a TV show called Herman's Head on Fox, and I played on the theme of that. Unfortunately, it wasn't union, so I just got paid for the session. I think it was like $300 or something, and then that was it. That's all I made. But that show ran for 4 years. I never watched it, but a lot that was pre-Simpsons, and so Hank Azaria came from that, and the woman that does the voice of Bart Simpson, she came from that show. So other shows, let's see. So Vito, but again, I will have to stick to only pentatonic scales of the notes that are present in the parent scale in G. Yeah, I mean, that's just for the exercise. That's obviously when we learned a D major scale at the G major scale and the C major scale, and then D. I wouldn't use, in this context of G, C, D, I would not use D major scale. That C sharp's is not very usable, except if you're going to go down to C natural, if you're using it as a passing tone, like that kind of thing. So basically, we would do D Mixolydian, which is the same as G major, same notes as G major. But yeah, so there you can have more fun too, and then you can superimpose scales, and we, you know, like with the G major pentatonic, we can put that flat 3 in there. I mean, that's the most common bluegrass lick. It's bottom G, 3rd fret of the bottom string, and then open A, 1st fret, 2nd, like that, and then open D string, E on the 2nd fret on the D string, hit the D string again, and then hit the G string open. Right? Again, so that's 3rd fret on the bottom string, open 1, 2, open 2, back to open, and then open to the next string. And finish it with a chord like that. So that's oh yeah, no, the guys that wrote the Friends theme, the Rembrandts, they don't technically have to work again. I couldn't stand that, but I'm pretty sure, like, the other thing is if you sing on a commercial, I mean on an intro, a theme, you know, you're getting paid SAG, which is better than union, Screen Actors Guild, and so you'll notice that, like, what Grant Geisman did, 2.5 Men. Grant Geisman's a session guitar player that I've actually worked with before back in the day, and he got to start playing guitar when he was a kid with Chuck Mangione. He did that amazing solo on Feel So Good, and he was just like 19 or something when he did that. Very good guitar player, and he might have been older than 19, but he was pretty young. And he did the theme for 2.5 Men, and I think he sang on it. So he's getting, you know, the writer's royalty, and he's also getting the singing on it. That kind of SAG money, which is really good. And then, I know that Jonathan Wolff, who did the music for, there's a video of him on YouTube about how he created the music for Seinfeld. And he retired. I don't think he's doing much right now, but when Seinfeld finished and went into syndication, just for the right to use his music, he got paid $5 million. That doesn't include the royalties. So for 5 years of syndication, they had to pay him $5 million to use his music. And then plus he got the back end, the royalties from that. So he just went, I'll buy a house in Malibu and retire. So I could, like I said, I don't think I could do that. I would probably do this every day. I would probably practice. But, you know, part of the reason I practice is because I have something to practice for. So I don't know if I would still have the motivation to practice. But I love practicing. Carl Verheyen, you know, loved to practice. I know that John McLaughlin, the guitar player for Mahavishnu Orchestra, a great guitar player, he would practice 8 hours a day. And if you ever thought you were going to catch up to John McLaughlin as far as being a guitar player, you were never going to do it because he'd just stay ahead of you forever. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So. Yeah, practice is good therapy. The main thing I like about practice is that if you can do something today that you couldn't do yesterday, that's a good feeling. And especially when you get older and everything about you is devolving. So it's good to know that, oh, wait, you know, I don't know if I can run faster next week than I could this week or whatever. You know, I don't know if I can get my run faster this year than 5 years ago. I might if I really worked at it. I probably could, but I also probably, if I worked too hard at it, I'd probably get hurt and then I wouldn't be able to run at all. So those are all the factors. Yeah, 8 hours a day. I know. Well, I practiced 8 hours a day for 20 years. I mean, almost religiously, even on vacation. I mean, the only time I couldn't was if we were driving in the car, you know, and spent the whole day driving. But yeah, I mean, I think that's why all of you are here. And because I encourage you to get better and encourage you that you can get better. And you know, you don't have to be a monster. You don't need to be able to play bluegrass like Tony Rice or shred like Eddie Van Halen, but it was just fun to be able to play. And that's why, you know, gosh, the COVID thing kind of jacks all this up, but one of the best things you can do is play with others, jam, experiment. You'll get better faster particularly if you're playing with players that are better than you. Slightly better is good. A lot better is a little frustrating for them and you. But if you can play with other musicians, that's a great way to build community. It's also a great way to grow and learn. And you're going to know something they don't know, and they're going to go, "What did you do just then?" And you're going to show them, and they're going to do something you don't know, and you're going to say, "What did you just do?" And so that's a really fun thing about it, you know. My friend Pee Wee, the bass player at church, he had a shirt that said "Plays well with others," and I thought that's actually really, really, really good skill to have. The other thing is we can talk about the probably one of the most common scale is the G minor pentatonic in bluegrass. So if we're playing over a G chord, notice that. You can always take that B flat to B to make it sound like you're in the key of G major, but that really makes me think of "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" What's that song that they write? It kind of does that. Sorrow. I know. Let's see. What am I looking for? Man of Constant Sorrow. Somebody probably said that. Yep, somebody said it. Sorry. You beat me to it, Bonnie. Yeah, that song kind of reminds me, they kind of play kind of the minor pentatonic over the major, which fits the lyric, right? And then, and so maybe what I'll do on Wednesday is I'll show you the minor pentatonics. The D minor pentatonic works great. And a lot of times what you can do is you can superimpose two scales over each other. So when you're doing this, you're kind of superimposing the G major with the G minor. So I could, there's a lot of things you could do from that. But so when you combine those two, like, you can go back and forth between the major and the minor. Like I said, George Benson did that a lot. You know? He did like, how was it? You know, you'd do the. He would do very, very, very major, D major happy. And then he would go. He'd go right into D blues, right on top of the same chords he was playing D major on. And that's exactly what you can do in bluegrass. You can go. And then go. You don't even need to think about it. You just go back and forth whenever you want to, and it'll work. And like I said, the C minor pentatonic. Anyway, okay, Miguel, let's see. I bought your hair product. I love it. It's expensive though. Also, so Martin strings sound better on Martin guitars. The Elixirs sound better on Taylors. Diodaras sound better on Fenders. I don't know. I just use Elixirs when I can. Martin's strings sound great. Diodaras, I used to use Ernie Balls. That was my main go-to. The Super Slinky the Slinky, the green pack was my main go-to on electric until I got into Elixirs. And the nice thing for me, Elixirs, is that the strings last a while. These are dead, but they sound pretty much the same as they sound out of the packet. But they're a little bit rusty. The top three are because the coating. I don't even know if they put coating on the unwound strings. And they're a little quieter. Like you don't get that much squeak on them that you would because there's a little the crevices are filled in a little bit more, so there's less crevice to create that squeak. Yeah, that hair product though. Yeah, it's great because it lasts. This is from yesterday, I think, so I haven't put any hair product in my hair. And the other thing is you don't even feel it. It's weird. It's not sticky or anything. And sticky is bad. Like if you're always touching your hair, and then you go to guitar, you're just gonna be like, this. Yeah. In the '80s, it was awful because we were all using that sculpting gel, and you just couldn't touch your hair, and it would be like crunchy and rock hard and everything. I actually toured with a guy in the '97 drummer, and he wouldn't wash his hair for like a week. He said, "Now the product doesn't even start looking good until like day 3." And he was kind of like a alt country drummer. I forget his name. He's a great drummer. And he kind of he just kind of had that cool, that look, leather and, leather jackets, and just kind of looked like a kind of a rocker. And that was his secret, was not washing his hair for a week and letting all the product just kind of build up. No, it's not weird that you never use any hair product, especially if your hair is short. You don't need hair product if your hair is short. My hair has a mind of its own, so I've got like 7 cowlicks and all sorts of things. So if I'm going out, I do tend to kind of mat it down. Yeah, let me see. I'll go to back to that jam track. Where is it? Here it is. And I'll put it back at normal speed. Like I said, who was it? Was it Tim? I can't remember who. Was saying, oh yeah, you can change the playback speed. And I forgot that you could do that. So if it's too fast, it's like I really like that. Not a good cut. And then common tones, the G in both those 2 chords. So, I mean, I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to kind of show you how some of those things work. But we're gonna get so Wednesday we'll do the minor pentatonics in open position, anywhere we can find notes, and I think that will help. But yeah, then you can go back and forth between the major and the minors, and if you kind of combine the major and minor pentatonics, you almost kind of create the Mixolydian scales, which is cool, with a flat 3 added. So that's cool, and I can explain that as well. But remember, we did the modes before, and a Mixolydian scale is a 7-note scale, like a major scale. So G major would be this: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. G Mixolydian is just that F sharp becomes F natural, so you flat the 7th, and you can hear that right there. You can hear it sounds very bluesy country, but the major sounds fine too. Anyway, all right. So let's see. I need to probably start packing up. I've got to go to a session in Hollywood. Hopefully there are no protests today. We're literally going to be on Hollywood Boulevard. And then I will be late on Wednesday, just so you know. I can get rid of this now. Delete. Yes. I will be. Wow, it seems dark in here. This doesn't make it much better. I will be late on Wednesday because I have a dentist appointment at 11. For some reason, I scheduled for 11. I just said, "Oh yeah, sure, that'll work," and then I didn't look at the time. So give me whatever time. Okay, so let me just scan through these real quick. Try to get colored strings for Rocksmith. Oh, weird. They do. Huh. Let's see. It is not weird. No. Vito. Let's see. Ian Mosley? With somebody named Ian Mosley? Okay, and then we have. Okay, yeah, I can scan that right now. Oh, and I should probably post the. I'll post. I'm going to add to this, but I'll post what I'm doing, what I've done so far. Let's see here. Okay, scan, auto scan. Okay, scanning. Let's see. Mixolydian is just the same as the 4th note of a given chord. Not sure exactly. I know you're trying to figure out like some kind of secret code. The Mixolydian scale is technically the scale built on the 5th degree of a major scale. So G Mixolydian is technically in the key of C. And that's why the G Mixolydian will also work over the C chord, but that may be what you're thinking. The 4th of the, so yeah, the 4th of the Mixolydian scale is the 4th note in the Mixolydian scale is its relative major. You can think that, yeah, if that's what you're trying to find the code there. Oh, open pents, major. I'm gonna put major. All right, yeah, okay, and let me do a link to the Discord here, an invite link, and then at the same time I'll upload that to the lessons thing. Okay. All right. Now let's see. Tom's bookmarks, is that right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna add. All right. Oh, wait, not done. Charlie B. My knee is much better. It's much better. I'm not wearing the brace. It's just, man, I just tweaked it because I was on my knees, like working along the floor doing baseboard, and not something I normally do, and it just snapped. And boy, it was hurting like bad right after that. But it's much better. I got one of those sleeves, and I wore that for a couple days, on and off, maybe 3 days, I'm sorry, okay, so Bruce, I posted that. Emails okay. So it's a drummer. Let's see, worship could be a short topic to cover. Oh yeah, we could talk about worship music, I suppose. Could alienate some people, but let's see. Well, that's kind of what Miguel, I was actually thinking about doing lessons on rhythm guitar playing, which would kind of take that into effect. Would take that into consideration. Thank you, Charlie. So you've been playing some. Hi, bye all. I'm glad. So so I have thought about. Catherine had asked about open scales and stuff, and it seems like a natural thing to talk about in the midst of what we've been talking about. So that's kind of that's what we're going to do for a little bit, and then after that, then I might talk about playing rhythm guitar. Though I might lose some of the players that are more acoustic players, because I'm going to be talking more about not grooves as much as part ideas, things like that. And there's all sorts of stuff I can talk about that's really that will cross over, and you'll learn something, hopefully. But yeah, I talk swells is one of the things I would talk about. Using different effects, maybe how to play through very, very complex chord progressions. Like if there's a chord change on every beat, what do you do? Or sometimes on every eighth note, you can do 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 do. Like how do you play through that? There's a lot of gospel tunes, and a lot of gospel piano players do that. Where they're substituting like crazy. This song could be G and C, but you could substitute a million ways to get from G to C and then back to G again. And so a lot of gospel piano players will do that, and they have amazing chops where they can do all that stuff. But as a guitar player, it's like it's not written out, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? So we can talk a little bit about that. Oh yeah, don't be shy on Discord. Maybe put some more selfies up there. Let's see, Avito, what did you ask? A whammy? Yeah. Whammy pedal? Well, yeah, I don't really, I use an octave up thing sometimes, like a pog. Whammy bar stuff, yeah, we can talk about, I was doing some of that stuff with Alex the other day in the live stream. We were goofing off. What was that? Where's that sound? So anyway, yeah, I have too much fun. None of that is rhythm guitar playing. So we'll talk potentially talk about that, and maybe the whammy bar will come into handy. I don't know. Well, the neck, yeah, it's just that you can't. The neck pickup won't do. You can't. It's just not as good as. I mean, I got a ton of gain and compression, so you're going to be able to get harmonics better with gain and compression. But it's just, if I were a cleaner sound, it wouldn't be. You would hardly hear those. It's really the neck pickup is better for harmonics. Anyway, all right. I'll talk to you guys later. God bless you. On that note, I'm totally screwing up my Lenny Bro riff. So I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, I'm glad, Catherine. You should do it, Charlie. You should definitely get back into it. I will see you Wednesday after my dentist appointment. It should be right around noonish. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.